Ready for the rain? We're tracking the storm and we're helping you get prepared.
We will fight for America like no one has ever fought before.
You become disqualified once you engage in the insurrection.
Ballot battle, what former President Donald Trump is doing now after he was disqualified in one state. Plus, new video shows thousands of migrants at the border. Why the crisis won't be addressed anytime soon.
Was the airport crowded? Yeah, I lost my tablet.
The travel rush begins. How to avoid headaches at the airport. It's 6 a.m. on Wednesday, December 20th, and you're up with CBS 8. Well, rain is on the way, and we could see possible flooding. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. on this Wednesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Neda Iranpour, and we have team coverage for you this morning. CBS 8's Regina Yorita helping you get prepared for this. We do want to start with meteorologist Evan Narani. You are tracking the rain. It's across parts of the state so far, right, Evan?
Yeah, we're watching it kind of pick up in intensity throughout the day. It looks like by the evening, we'll see our most impactful showers. Good morning, everyone. We appreciate you joining us. Here's what we see across the state of California. You can see how up around the San Francisco area, activity is pretty intense. Yellow and orange showing those areas of moderate to heavy rain that are popping up. You start to move down the coast, though, and things are pretty light here at the 6 a.m. hour. It looks like today is overwhelmingly going to be just a cloudy day. Some sun breaks are possible throughout the day. Showers have popped up around the Oceanside and Dana Point area, but we're going to be waiting until tomorrow, Thursday, for the most impactful weather that will last through Friday, and in particular Thursday night into Friday. So PM showers are going to be pretty common by the afternoon and the evening stretch. Temperatures cooler than average in the 60s, and we'll talk in more detail about how this is going to affect us. These models are starting to come into agreement as to how exactly the storm is going to look for us, and that's what we're going to be pinning down over the next several hours, is how much rain is going to come, this thunderstorm potential that we see. But for today, still some sun breaks out there, and then by the PM stretch, some showers that will come about. And of course, right now, City of San Diego getting ready for the rain on the way. CBS 8's Regina Yorita live in Pacific Beach at one of the locations that you can get some sandbags to help prevent that flooding. Regina?
Yeah, that's correct, Evan. And this is the Recreation Center on Diamond Street. This is just one of 11 locations where you can head to pick up those sandbags. And of course, just one of the ways to help you prepare and avoid, obviously to protect your home and avoid flooding that area. So this is what they're doing. They started on Monday. And of course, more people are going to be heading towards this direction later today. But earlier this week, the city's stormwater department started cleaning storm drains. They also swept streets to lower the possibility of trash entering waterways, and they also placed no parking signs in flood risk areas. Now, for those getting prepared, we do have some additional tips to help protect your home. First, it's recommended that you clean up around storm drains and gutters. Keep lids closed on trash cans and make sure to keep them a couple feet away from the curb so it doesn't block storm water on the street. As for those on the road, we are starting to see that busy holiday travel, and it's here with some rain, so remember to slow down as roads can be slippery. Know the best routes to and from your home, and do not drive, ride, or walk through flood waters. So back out here live, as I mentioned before, these are 11 locations where you can come and pick up those sandbags if you're interested. Of course, it's encouraged to bring ID, and you could actually get up to 10 sandbags. They are not pre-filled, so the city is encouraging that you head to a local hardware store and get those filled. But we do have a full list on CBS8.com if you want to check that out and check some of the nearest locations where you can pick up those sandbags. For now, send things back to you guys.
Okay, got to remind people where to get ready. Thank you very much, Regina, for that. And to keep up with the latest weather conditions and alerts while you are on the go, be sure to download the free CBS 8 app. You'll find it from Google Play or the App Store.
This morning, a 13-year-old girl abducted from her home in Imperial County over a week ago is safe. Authorities canceled the Amber Alert for Rain Gonzalez late last night. The FBI says 43-year-old Lorenzo Guerrero abducted Rain from her home in Brawley on December 10th. Right now, we don't know where CHP found Rain or her condition. There's a lot of details we're checking into. We have reached out to CHP and the FBI to find out more. We haven't heard back yet. As soon as we get those details, we'll bring them to you.
And now this morning, the Trump campaign plans to appeal after Colorado's Supreme Court ruled the former president is disqualified from the ballot in that state. This comes after a lawsuit brought by a group of voters who questioned Trump's eligibility based on his actions on January 6th. Trump did not mention the court's decision during a campaign stop in Iowa last night, but his team called the ruling, quote, completely flawed. Some of his GOP rivals also criticized the ruling.
I do not believe Donald Trump should be prevented from being president of the United States by any court.
So I expect to be the Republican nominee. I really do.
Well, another candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, said he will take his own name off the Colorado ballot. Anticipating legal challenges, the court put its own decision on hold until January.
This morning, a Marine from Myanmar facing vehicular manslaughter charges after authorities say he crashed during a high-speed chase with Escondido police. Investigators say 21-year-old John Eugene Brand, along with two women, stole merchandise from a Dick's Sporting Goods on Monday night. They say Brand and the women drove away in a military-owned pickup truck when officers arrived. Officers pursued the truck. It eventually lost control and crashed. Both women were thrown from the truck. One of them died. The other woman is expected to survive. Brand will be in court tomorrow.
Well, holiday travel is now in full swing this morning. In fact, it could be one of the busiest days at the airport. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live there at the airport to explain how to prepare. And Chris, it's incredible to see how many people are there at this hour.
Yeah, good morning. And look, it was actually busier, believe it or not, maybe about 15-20 minutes ago here at security. We're waiting to see exactly just how long some of these lines are for some folks. It does look like it's moving pretty well. As you might imagine, TSA trying to probably be as fully staffed as possible. That way they can actually go ahead and process people through. Now, we'll take you through here. You can see, again, they are kind of forming these two lines here before you actually get to what normally used to be your start line. And then, of course, as we know, look, if you're at home right now, you haven't printed out that boarding pass, you're flying later today, do that now or get that on your phone. By now, you should just be having that on your phone. You don't need to actually print out that boarding pass. You can put that on your phone's wallet. That way you can actually just go ahead and scan that. But if you do want to go ahead and print that out for safety, just try to do that at home right now because sometimes these kiosks will go down. Now, as for what travel experts are saying, according to San Diego International Airport, between now and New Year's, it is going to be busy. That is not a shock. But what is a shock is that while they say that Friday and Saturday are normally going to be their busiest days, some travel experts actually believe that it's going to be today and Thursday because so many people are working from home that they actually may be able to add a couple more days of their vacation, wink, wink, when they're actually working from their destination. We, of course, know that it has been busy since as of yesterday. Here's what some travelers had to say about their experience.
I'm good.
It was good. Was there a lot of people on the flight? A lot of people coming home for the holidays?
Smooth and easy. It was no problems.
This isn't too bad. I was surprised. My flight was only 15 minutes late, which is not bad.
Yeah, so I think on top of just seeing a lot of people, what we are seeing, which is pretty good, is that, of course, hi, happy holidays, guys, is that things are moving pretty smoothly for now. Again, this is that early morning rush. We actually usually see, based on just how many times we've been out here, things will start to kind of slow down, settle down. These are usually the first flights that are taking off, and then you might start to see things pick back up around that afternoon time when folks who are traveling after work start to get off of work and so forth. So, again, we are expecting to see a lot of people with Harbor Drive. It is a mess right now. It took me about an extra 15 minutes to get here from my normal time, which is about 15 to 20 minutes. So again, give yourself ample time, get here, and of course, have a good time. Happy holidays, folks. Back to you, Eric Netta.
Right. It's nice to see those happy faces early in the morning.
Spirits.
Even with a big line right behind him.
Look,
yeah,
you got to expect that, and you got to give yourself the extra time. We've all done this before. Just make the holidays a little less stressful and budget out a little extra time.
For the hefty majority of people there, this is not their first time flying.
That's
right.
They should probably know.
Except for the little kids.
That's
there
what
were
I
quite
mean.
a few.
Hefty
but they're
majority.
going to see family. It should be a good time. So yeah, enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. Have a great time out there. But if Chris sees you with a paper boarding pass, he's going to rip it up in front of you. Just keep keep that in mind. It's 6:09 on the clock right now. Wet weather is also going to be a big impact out there. So we are watching for the possibility of some airport impacts for Thursday night into Friday because of that chance of thunderstorm activity across San Diego County. Now, the bigger impact is going to be more so that there are going to be many people out there on the roads leaving San Diego driving or coming into San Diego driving. That's going to be a situation that is going to be very dicey because we know how our roads get once we start to get that heavy rain on hand. For now, things are dry out there. We have a few showers that have just made their way through the Oceanside area, moving off to the northeast toward Temecula. This is also affecting Orange County, but south of Oceanside, there's nothing. It's dry skies, partly cloudy. By the afternoon, we'll have some sun breaks in there, opportunity for temperatures to climb to the upper 60s, 68 or so degrees, and then that chance of wet weather after 2 p.m. really starts to increase 20, 30, 40%. There's some models that push some of our eastern valleys toward about 70, 80% chance of wet weather today on our Wednesday. Now, today's activity is going to be very light, and it's going to pick up in intensity for Thursday and Friday. And you can see that in our rain chances here. Today, that 24% on average. This is a very generalized number because, of course, each part of the county has a different probability of precipitation. But we're all going to watch as that chance increases Thursday, in particular Thursday into Friday, dropping off by the time we get into Saturday with just a few remaining showers. And then for Sunday, Christmas Eve, we're back to dry skies that will last all the way through the middle of next week. So a couple of those big ideas. Cloudy Wednesday, that's today. Again, those clouds will break apart at times. Some light showers, especially by the PM stretch. Periods of heavy rain and thunderstorms are very much in the forecast for Thursday and for Friday. Drier conditions by the time we get to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So when we look at that 5-day forecast, at least today and tomorrow, hanging out in the low 70s possible inland, cooling down a bit for Friday and Saturday, but that wet weather is going to be pretty consistent and then tapering off getting into Saturday before a dry Sunday and beyond. Let's check in on traffic at 6:11 on the clock right now. So far, your roads are actually looking pretty smooth. There's not a lot of trouble out there. I will take you, however, to that green blob on the screen. This is your road weather index, indicating that the roads are wet out there. Just around the San Clemente area, moving toward the northeast, toward about Temecula area, you might run into some wet roads out there. There's not a lot on the ground, but enough to cause a damp morning commute toward some of our North County locations. Let's check in on your border wait times as well. Right now, it looks like it's the San Ysidro Port of Entry. You're waiting at about 105 minutes, just under 2 hours. Otay Mesa Port of Entry also just under 2 hours at 100 minutes in total. Back to you.
Okay, busy there too. Thank you very much, Evan. Still ahead, take a look. Thousands of migrants waiting along the Texas border. How fake travel agencies could be to blame for this spike.
Plus, Ozempic overdose, the side effects people are reporting. And toilet to tap, flush to faucet, whatever you call it, California wants you to drink recycled wastewater.